Hey, my friends. Okay, so this might look a little strange, but I am in a sauna. Actually, I'm going to try and adjust the camera down a little bit so that you can really see. But I'm sitting in one of these sort of half infrared saunas that is pretty amazing. And I'm realizing on the camera that you probably can't see it so well. So I am going to tilt down a little bit here so that you can see. That is my sauna, right? Little bit crazy. So that's where I'm going to do my little chat from today. Hi, Pamela. She's on. Okay, so look at this. This is kind of amazing because it's an infrared sauna that I got a little while ago. And what's cool about it is that you can actually use it like it's a little desk. Like I'm sitting right here now. I'm going to close the little door like this. And wow, hello everybody. It's actually a cold evening here in Southern California, but I'm not cold. In fact, I'm about to bake in here because it's now 98 degrees. There's a little timer on it, and that's only going to get a lot more toasty. So I'll just sit here for as long as I possibly can before I start really sweating. And I just wanted to do this live stream tonight because, hi everybody. Oh, Pam. I wanted to do this live stream tonight because, look, it is such a stressful time of year, and a lot of us have this sort of unnecessary pressure and stress. I certainly have had my fair share, and I wanted for us all to take just a moment to remind ourselves of how to tap into our inner calm over the holidays so that we can really, really enjoy our holidays and be in the moment and be grateful and be stress-free. I love all the hearts across the screen, by the way. Thank you, guys. That makes me so happy. If you've just joined this live chat, I'm here sitting in an infrared sauna. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stand it because I'm already feeling very, very toasty. I can feel, now we're at 102, by the way. I think it's going to go up to 120. And it's kind of bizarre because with these half saunas, you think, well, what about the bit up here? Why doesn't it kind of come up to here? But it heats you sort of from within. So I feel as hot on the top of my head right now as I do in my feet. And I'm fully dressed, by the way. But if you want to know any more about this sauna, I think it was about a year ago that I got it. I actually took them on the show, on the Home and Family show. And it's so relaxing and soothing sitting in this thing and healing. You have low back pain or aches or pains. I sit in this and it's just part of my self-care routine. And I really like it. It's in my office, actually. My husband, when I got it, he said, oh. He said, and Soph, where is that gonna go? And I'm like, it's gonna go. And I'm desperately thinking, where can I put this thing? And I said, it'll go in my office. It's fine. He's like, really? There's like a lot of room in your office? Like, it's fine. And you can actually, I can tap away on my computer, although I try not to do that because it's my place of relaxation. Hi, Sheila. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy and relaxed to see you all this evening. And I want to take this time, and I'm going to actually come out of it in a minute. Well, I'll stay in a little bit longer so that I can actually really see your comments because I want to really interact with you guys tonight. I want to get up close and personal and answer your questions and have some fun together. Thank you for saying you love my videos. Hi, Elizabeth. And I also want to take this opportunity actually to really wish you all a happy holidays because I'm not gonna, after tonight, I'm not gonna live stream for about 6 days or so. I'm gonna take a little bit of a digital detox. I'm gonna practice what I preach. and spend some time with my family. Today was my last day before the holidays on the set of Home and Family, and I finished up a lot of my work. And I just want to, I'm actually really looking forward to dialing down and spending a lot less time on my phone and on my computer, and to really, just really, as I say, to practice what I preach, because I find that, you know, on those rare days when I do actually switch off my phone and my computer, I get so much done. I can't believe it. Suddenly I'm sort of clean. It sounds crazy, but I'm sort of cleaning the home more than I would do normally. I got a new vacuum cleaner the other day. This is a day when I shut down everything digitally. And it sounds really, might sound really crazy, but my vacuum was broken and I had so much fun going and choosing this vacuum. And this is a little, I've got to turn this thing down now because I'm getting really hot in here. This is a story actually to me about mindfulness. So I needed a new vacuum cleaner. And I thought, okay, I'll go and order one online. I'm so busy, I'm so crazed. I'll go to Amazon or I'll go to wherever best, I'll order it online. And then I remembered that there was a little vacuum store down the street from where I live. And it's been there probably for like, I don't know, 100 years. It's a proper vacuum store with vacuums in the window with like Christmas ribbons on them. It's kind of one of those. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. I might get a cheaper deal maybe on Amazon, but I want to support a local business. I would prefer to do that. So I'll just go check it out. So I go down there and I speak to the guy, and the proprietor of the shop is there, and and I said, you know, I'm looking for a vacuum and this is what I'm looking for. And he spent probably 45 minutes to an hour with me going through every vacuum, the ins and I was fascinated with vacuums by the end of this hour. Before I was like, oh, this is a tedious task. I wish somebody else could get this vacuum. It's annoying, it's boring. By the end of the hour with this wonderful man, I was loving it. I was so into the swivel things that do this and that and the different models, and agonizing on whether I should get this one or that one. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that his passion, clearly he has been in the vacuum business for 40 years, has worked in this store, owned the store for 40 years, this man, just really came through. And, you know, he said to me, you know, if you buy the vacuum, then, you know, we give you a 7-year guarantee. So, you know, if anything goes wrong with the vacuum, you just bring it back to us and they repair everything on the premises. And I saw the little guys in the back doing that. And it was just an entirely pleasurable transaction from beginning to end. And I probably spent way more than I would have on Amazon with all those confusing reviews. But I really, it was just lovely. And I trust this man, and I got such a beautiful vacuum. Beautiful and vacuum don't often go together in the same sentence. But it was kind of a mindful experience, because normally I would be rushing around, as I say, but I didn't take my phone with me. So I wasn't, you know, answering texts and everything all the time. I was fully present to buy my vacuum. I was fully present with the gentleman who was selling me the vacuum. And I now know everything, more than I've ever known, about how to work this darn thing, and how often to the day that I have to change the filter, and it's a HEPA filter, and all these things that I never knew about. One thing, by the way, I didn't know this live stream was going to be about a vacuum, but I'm just going to pass this on, that you probably know this, that I didn't, is that I said, you know, my last vacuum before it broke used to smell bad, and I'd put on all these essential oils in the vacuum bag. I'd like put pure lavender essential oil and peppermint, which helped, but still it kind of smelled bad. And he said, well, do you have dogs? And I said, yes, I have 2 dogs, 2 small dogs. And one of them does shed quite a lot, the Chihuahua. And so he said, well, what happens is it takes up the dog's hair and then it stays in the canister and it kind of warms it. Sounds really gross, but it's kind of like warm dog hair. And then unless you change that bag every week, it's really going to start smelling. And I was like, that is exactly what has happened. And I'm changing that bag every week. So that's it. So that was, but more and more, I guess my point is, and I'm going to start taking some of your questions in a minute and chatting with you. But I guess my point is that, you know, I think more and more nowadays we lead a less mindful life. You know, when I grew up in England, you know, obviously when a lot of us grew up, we didn't have this kind of technology. And so, you know, all those transactions of going shopping were about face-to-face contact and eye-to-eye contact and talking about things that we were going to buy. And, you know, I'd buy anything that I would go and buy with my mother. There would be endless sort of agonizing of, do we like this cup? And how does it feel? And how much is it? And how long is it going to last us? So whether you were buying a beautiful purse or a mug or anything, it was more than just a transaction. It was a sort of experience that was fully present and fully mindful. And I like to try and bring a little bit back, more of that back in my life, which is why, where possible, I try to shop locally. How about you guys? Do you shop locally? And that's why I love to go to my farmer's market, my local farmer's market, because over the years, I've got to know every single seller at this market. I almost know their family, where they went on vacation, you know, last summer, where they're planning to go next year. And I know everything about the food that they're selling. And that is my spiritual experience that I do every Sunday morning. I go and I, you know, go and just spend time with these people and look at what's in season and talk about whatever the fruit is and what their harvest is like. And it just gives me that connection to my food and to those people who have labored to grow it, and a real appreciation actually for that food, because, you know, these farmers, I don't know if anybody's watching has a farmer, you know, farmers in your family, or if you're farmers, but the toil and the work, and I know that these people have got up at 2, 3 in the morning when it's dark outside and traveled all the way from wherever to come to Los Angeles. And, you know, the trouble that it takes, even through, you know, a drought, in keeping their business alive and still growing produce and all of that. So that's something that's also very mindful for me. And it's interesting because, you know, you've probably all noticed that the rise of all the online home delivery services is fantastic. And it does make our life so easy that you can have almost anything delivered to your front door now. You know, a organic, vegan, gluten-free meal here in Los Angeles, I can press a button on my computer and that meal will arrive within an hour. I can do Instacart, and occasionally do, where somebody will go and do my shopping for me for a nominal fee, and that will be delivered to my front door. And really the sort of convenience factor, it has dialed up and is going to get even more so over the next 5 years. It's just a huge market. And it's a sort of double-edged sword for me, because it's wonderful in so many ways, but it also, I do lose the connection. So that, I guess, is one of my ways, my tips to calm down for me over the holidays, is to, and it all started with a vacuum story, but is to, you know, sometimes leave my phone at home. Sometimes switch it off, sometimes switch everything off, so that I either go shopping, or I go to the store, or I go to meet people, or I go, you know, if you go to a church or whatever it is, to have that time where there's nothing buzzing or ringing or binging in my pocket. Because whenever that thing is with me, it takes me out of the moment. It's just unbelievable, you know, because you can sit with people and the moment their phone goes off or it vibrates, or even if they're kind of at dinner with you, still you can see suddenly it's like, and it happens to me, you know, the moment I hear it, it's like, oh, who is it? Is it my daughter? Is it this? Is it that? Oh my gosh, I did. And then suddenly, boom, I'm out of the moment and I'm not with you, listening to you. And I know that one of the greatest gifts that I can give to anybody in my life, but particularly those who are really, really close to me, is to listen. And that's something that I personally have to work on every day. And I'm really reminded that to really listen is not only a beautiful gift to give to people, but it also serves to another thing to calm me down, to help me find my inner peace, my inner calm. Because if I'm really listening to you, my heart rate goes down, I can breathe a little bit. And if I'm really listening to you without formulating what my answer is going to be, then I'm truly in the present. And I don't know about you, and it's a really hard thing to do, I think, to listen without thinking, well, what's my reply going to be? How am I going to fix this person? How am I going to offer them an answer? How am I going to... And sometimes, and I find this particularly with people who are suffering and in pain or going through difficulties, which we all do every week of our life. But the hardest thing for me personally is sometimes just to sit back and listen and be and listen to your struggle or your suffering, and just to be there and not to try and offer a solution or to fix immediately. That for me is very difficult. Does anybody identify with that? I'm getting so hot in this thing. So if you've just joined the stream, I am here in my infrared sauna, and we're having a little cozy chat, and I'm going to show you in a minute some other ways. I'm going to show you some books that I love, that I use to kind of kick back, chill out, calm down a little bit, that I'm loving right now. I just thought I'd share those with you. I've got a little pile of books here. And so that's what I want to do, and take this opportunity to be in my calming sauna, to talk about some things that calm me down over the holidays, to share those tips with you, to check in with you. I'm going to get nearer the camera so I can actually see some of your questions. I can see Debbie is there right now. Hi, Debbie. Let me know where you're from. I love knowing where you're from, because sometimes you tell me that you're from, I don't know, Australia or Mongolia or wherever, South Carolina. Is it snowing where you are? I know a lot of the states are blanketed in snow right now, so I'd love to know what the weather's like where you are. Here in Southern California, it's unusually cold. People think, has anyone seen the movie La La Land, by the way? Let me know. It is phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, treat yourself this holiday season. It's a musical. It's so uplifting. It's so beautiful and fun. I loved it. But one of the things in La La Land is they kind of make a lot of jokes about Hollywood and LA, La La Land. And one of the things that they say is, oh yes, some of you have seen it. One of the things that they say is that it's always, they have to actually write the seasons as captions, meaning that there's never a season in LA. But actually that isn't true. There really are. And right now it's a cool today. 56. It's dropped to 56 degrees, which is near freezing for us in LA. And it's been raining. Yay! Love the rain. We need the rain so badly. Yeah, so it's been raining, and everyone's sick. And actually, I've been getting a little bit of a snuffle. I'm going to just hole in later on tonight. My daughter's been sick. My husband's been sick. Everybody on the set is sick right now. And I think, you know, but we're actually getting a bit of weather, so that's happening. So I'm drinking my hot ginger tea with Manuka honey and just kind of nursing myself. And I haven't been hit too badly with it. And I think maybe it's because I'm hoping that my immune system is pretty strong. So when I do catch things that my family have got, I don't like really come down heavily. And that hopefully is testament to my strong immune system, but I'm not going to jinx it because I don't know what I'm going to be like in the next couple of days. So this thing, so boiling hot, I'm going to come and look at some of your questions and come a little bit closer. Look, it has got a little door on it here. It's bizarre, this thing. My husband thinks it's the weirdest thing that he's ever seen in his life. Okay, so who have we got? Janine, hi, how are you? I'm just going to go down a little bit. I want to say hi, Debbie, I've said hi. Joanna from Dana Point, hi, Joanna. Wisconsin, hey, we got a Wisconsin. Let's see who else we've got here. 30 below, oh my gosh. Janine, 5-minute hike this afternoon. Yeah, how lovely. But it's still cool and wet. Zadie, hi. Hi, Laura. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Who else have we got on? Asia. Okay. So what I am going to do right now, look, I'm getting back in the infrared sauna. Wow. Ooh, it actually felt really cold getting out of that. I think I'm going to stay in this for a while. This is actually really great because you can control the temperature. So you can, it's now at 110. I'm going to make it a little warmer, actually. And it's got a little button that you can put how long you want to be in it and the whole thing. And it's great if you have, like, if anyone has arthritis, it's really, really good for that. All right. And any questions you want to ask me about this, let me know, you know, in my live stream. I love your questions. I love your comments. You can leave those for me and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. This is by, the little logo is here. It's by a company called Health Mate. And if you're interested in one of these, I can actually give you the email of the lady, Bonnie. I can dig it out somewhere where I got mine from. And she's really cool and she's really lovely. And I will find her number and give it to you, or her email. All right, so let's look at some of these books that I've got here. So back to tips. Now, what I invite you all to do on this live stream is to leave inspiration and comments for each other, because we're such a community here in the Sophie Giuliano community. And I don't, you know, a few of my regulars are on, some of you aren't, and you might watch later, but you mean so much to me. And I really wanted to take this opportunity to wish you such a happy holiday, because as I say, I'm not going to be doing a live stream for a few days now with my little digital detox. And so I want to take this opportunity to say how much I value you, and from the bottom of my heart to really wish you a happy holidays, and also to share these sort of calming tips with you, because I think that's something that we can really help each other with. So if you have any tips that you find are so helpful for you just to, during this time when everyone's rushing around doing last minute shopping and stressing out about the Christmas or the holiday or whatever, you know, faith you celebrate meal, and feeling kind of, I think it's a time of year when a lot of people suffer because they feel less than, you know, I haven't got the perfect family, I haven't got the perfect gifts, and people who are suffering and who are lonely and who have lost people. And I know there are so many of you out there, so many of you have left me comments, and my heart and prayers go out to you. But I think this is a time of year that's especially hard for people who are lonely and alone and hurting and suffering. And so for you guys at home, if any of you have any words of inspiration or hope or advice or anything that you can offer to each other as a community, and it can be anything from, you know, tips that you find really help you to calm down and to relax and find your inner calm and peace, because it should be a time of peace, right? Peace and goodwill to all men on earth. That's what this holiday is supposed to be. So please share those with the community, because you all, each one of you who are watching this live stream, you are so important. You're here, you're sharing, you're participating, you have a voice. And I really encourage you to use that, because it's very, whenever you leave comments, you don't know how valuable your comment is, either to me or to other people. So I encourage you to do that. And if you're suffering, if you watching this right now are really suffering for any reason, you've lost your job, you know, you're alone this year, you suffered a really bad breakup and you're just feeling like this is the first year you're spending it alone. Maybe you're empty nesters and your children aren't at home. This is the first Christmas you're not spending with your kids. There's a myriad of reasons why you might really be having a hard time. And I think the pressure over this week that we should all be having such a good time and warm and cozy and jolly, sometimes it's really tough. So if you're out there and you feel that you need a little bit of love and a little bit of warmth and prayers and light coming your way, let us know, because then we can send that to you. All right, now, this is what I want to do. I want to share with you books. So I love reading. I don't know whether you do. And I find that what's supremely relaxing for me is to read not on an iPad sometimes, not on a phone, but to read an actual book. Because there's something about the backlighting on a device that, particularly if you don't have the setting for the darkened background, just remember this little tip here, if it's the light background, that's not a good idea late at night if you want to try and sleep, because it actually signals your pituitary gland, and it sort of messes with your circadian rhythms. So you want to, it's in a way you're much better off reading a book, particularly if you have trouble sleeping, and particularly if you want to calm down. So what I want to do with finishing this live stream is I'm going to just share some of these with you. And the other thing that I would love for you to do is share your book suggestions with me and with everybody else on this live stream. And it can be anything. It can be a fiction book that you're loving right now. It can be a novel. Maybe you're part of a book club, or your book club have gone ballistic over a certain book. If you're watching from another country, I am particularly interested in what everyone's reading right now and what's really kind of hot and trending and all the rest of it. And by the way, plug here, if you haven't, those of you who haven't read, I should actually have a copy here. Why I don't plug my own books, I do not know. But my latest book, which is called Gorgeous for Good, available on Amazon, and it came out last year. It's a 30-day program to lasting beauty inside and out. If you don't have it, grab it on Amazon right now. You can probably get it just in time for the holidays, or buy it for your sister or your best friend or your wife or whatever, because it's a program, a 30-day program that you might well want to start as soon as this holiday is over. It's jam-packed with all my information, my wellness information tips, and basically I go through sort of everything pertaining to what I believe to be sort of gorgeous. And I go from the outside in, so it's a little bit of a novel approach. So I start with makeup and hair and the fun stuff, then I go into skincare in depth, lots of research, lots of information, then nutrition, and I'm a board certified holistic nutritionist, so I cover that in great depth, and then into kind of spirit and how I keep myself calm, and how to me that relates to ultimate beauty and gorgeousness. So please, that's my plug for my book, Gorgeous for Good. If you want the link, I can always put that in after the live stream too. So these are the books. These are two books I wanted to share with you, which are two cookery books that I really love. So one of the things I love to do at night is I love to get into bed early with a cup of tea and bust open a beautiful cookery book and look at all the gorgeous pictures and get inspired and the photographs, and then I can sort of, make my little lists and think about what I'm going to cook. So this is called the Vegan Holiday Cookbook. Right there, hope you can see it. And it is from the Candle Cafe in New York City. And I don't know if you've ever been to the Candle Cafe. They've got two of them in New York City. But it's a vegan restaurant run by Joy Pearson, who is pretty amazing. I've met Joy a number of times. She's an amazing woman, vegan chef. And this book says celebratory menus and recipes from New York's premier plant-based restaurants. And this is such a gorgeous book because she goes through all the different holiday seasons. It's a really lovely gift as well, actually. But of course, there's lots of holiday recipes, actually, for the holidays. Spiced bread pudding, broccoli rabe with shallots and hazelnuts, braised cranberry orange tofu. Yum! Oh my gosh, loving it. So that's called the Vegan Holiday Cookbook by the Candle Cafe. And if you go to New York City, please go to the Candle Cafe. One is more of a slightly more downscale. This infrared sauna, I'm burning up now. Boom, I've got to turn it off. I feel like I'm having like the biggest hot flash of my life. Candle Cafe, there's one that's slightly more cafe and there's one that's more fine dining, but literally everything in there is beyond. And that leads me to my second book that I wanted to recommend, which is called Crossroads. And it's a cookbook, and I hope you can see it there. And this book is by the chef called Tal Ronen of one of my favorite restaurants in Los Angeles, which is called Crossroads Restaurant. It's a vegan restaurant. I mean, I can't even tell you what these recipes are like. They are beyond. And every single one is just delicious. The photography is gorgeous. And I want to cook everything in it, basically. I want to be like Tal Ronan, the chef. He's so talented. Actually, I have to tell you that I went to this restaurant about, I don't know, 5 weeks ago with my husband. And I ordered a spaghetti carbonara. So you'll think, okay, carbonara, what about the egg yolk? Well, at this restaurant, they actually make something that is, I said, wait a minute, there's an egg yolk on my pasta. This is vegan restaurant. And it's extraordinary how he makes what looks and tastes and has the texture of a runny egg yolk. And it's made with, it must be agar, some kind of gelling agent, but also with sun-dried tomato juice. I mean, it's just beyond. That recipe is not in this book, unfortunately, but a lot of his other ones are. So I wanted to share this book with you. This is a very special book to me. It's very dog-eared, and it's special particularly at this time of year. And it's by a Buddhist writer called, it's going to be embarrassing trying to say his name. Nat Han. I can't say his name. I'm so embarrassed. I'm going to hold this really, really closely so you can see. Okay. But why I love this book is it's called Living Buddha, Living Christ. He's written a number of different books, and what is so beautiful is the Dalai Lama says underneath, he shows us the connection between personal inner peace and peace on earth. And what he basically does in this book is that he takes Christianity and Buddhism and he blends them together. He shows the beautiful similarities. It's almost as if he sort of takes away the veil of all the different religions and belief systems and faiths and brings them all back to sort of one beautiful truth, and has this utmost respect, the author does, who's a Buddhist monk, for Christianity and obviously for Buddhism and many other religions. And I keep this often on my nightstand because it's just inspirational and so beautiful, and particularly beautiful in a time where there's so much fragmented divisiveness in the world about what we believe in, and this sort of all brings it together in a very, very beautiful way. Another one on that level is on meditation level, I wanted to share this one with you. It's called The Joy of Living, okay? And it's another name that's very hard for me, and I excuse me to pronounce, Rinpoche. And it says, Unlocking the Secret and Science of Happiness, and another monk. But it's actually one of the most useful books on meditation. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to learn meditation. And if you get time to get this over the holidays, if you've got some time off that you can kick back, curl up with a lovely cup of tea and read this book, it'll give you so much joy and pleasure and insights into how to meditate. He is absolutely extraordinary, the author of this book, and he charts his whole journey of coming to America, and he sort of approaches meditation from both a very scientific perspective and a sort of obviously a deeply spiritual perspective, which I always appreciate, because I have always had like super duper scientific mind blended with kind of sort of spiritual mind. So he's my man. Another book that I loved, and my brother turned me onto this book, is called Supermind. And the light isn't great here, so I'm going to try and get that a little better for you. I'll put these links into the the stream afterwards, particularly if you're interested. And this one is basically about TM meditation, transcendental meditation, which I've been practicing on and off for about 25 years. And if you read this book, Supermind, it's by Norman Rosenthal, you will want to learn TM meditation. That's all I can say, because he just puts it in a way that's so persuasive an argument for learning this particular kind of meditation. And this really sort of goes deeply into creativity. It's phenomenal. And then finally, stay with me. Finally, we have this book, which has just come out actually, and it's by Dr. Christiane Northrup. And she is, I'm a huge fan of Christiane, and she's written a number of books. Oh gosh, I think I read her first book when I was in my teens, I think. She's a OBGYN, and again, I think there's a theme that runs through so many of the books that I really, really enjoy, which is again, blending sort of Western and Eastern. It's blending medical and science with Eastern and spirituality. That's just always what's really appealed to me. And this book is called Making Life Easy, a simple guide to a divinely inspired life. And I've got some of my books behind me. I think her last book that she wrote last year is called Goddesses Never Age. But this one I particularly like because she gets a lot more spiritual, if you like, in this book, and really goes deeply into meditation and tapping into your inner divinity, and it's just pretty lovely. I'm just kind of in the midst of reading it right now, so that's a very special book. So I wanted to share just a little taste of, I've always got about this many books on my nightstand and on every desk and table and everywhere. I've always got books. I'm a big reader. So, my lovely friends, that is it. I'm going to take a slug of tea. Oh, that was needed. So I just want to wish you a very, very, very happy holiday week. Just a few days to go. I'll be checking in with you every now and again on Facebook. I won't be doing live streams though, so stay connected. Also stay connected to my Instagram, because that's where I pop up quick photographs of all the dishes that I'll be cooking, all the plant-based dishes, which I'm going to be having a lot of fun cooking. So my Instagram is Sophie Giuliano, and just keep in touch with me. Tell me what you're doing, where you're going, where you're traveling, if you're staying home, and keep please leaving those comments of of inspiration and help and love to this community that I love and treasure so much. More than anything, I wish you a really healthy holiday. So, no matter what state of health you are in right now, you have a beautiful, beautiful year ahead of you, and I am so excited about all the things that I have in store for you guys in 2017, because we are going to be dialing your health up to an entirely new level. Every single one of you. We're going to commit, and I've got some very exciting things up my sleeve that you're not going to want to miss. So please share this live stream with everybody you know, because even if you share it now, anyone that you share it with can just watch the replay. And that's it. That's it. I'm getting out of my lovely infrared sauna. And remember, you can ask me questions. So if you want to know about this sauna, any of these books, any other tips about meditation, I'll be putting up some of my meditation videos. I'll be putting up a few of my yoga videos, so to sort of keep you going over the next few days and to help you out a little bit. Oh my gosh, you know what? Getting out of this, I'm just putting one foot out, my leg out, and it kind of feels cold compared to what it's like in here, which is so cozy and warm. Oh my gosh, I'm going out of it now. Oh, I just want to stay in this all night. All right, my lovely friends, Debbie, Joanna, have a beautiful, beautiful holiday, and I will see you toward the end of next week. Okay, bye everybody, bye.